Welcome to join me on the 6:15 news. I'm Kejang Henry at Timby. Now let's flag off with our top stories. Douala City authorities have reconstructed the crime scene of the most notorious Douala City gang, Le Microbe, after a wave of terror that led to the death of one person. 13 out of the 15 gang members have been arrested by security operatives. And after the arrest of a senior member of the Ambazonian Defense Force, Lucas Ayabacho, attorney to the victims of the conflict in the English-speaking regions of the Cameroon, barrister Emmanuel Salai, reacts on the 6:15 news, saying the arrest is just an important development in the ongoing efforts to combat terrorism in Cameroon's English-speaking regions. And Cameroon is known to have lost 114 billion francs CFA to corruption in 2023. This revelation has been made by the National Anti-Corruption Body, Canal. Top stories. Our social media platforms are open for consultation. Welcome to join me. I'm Kejang Henry at Timby. Security operatives in the Littoral region, precisely in Vuri, have cracked down on an illicit cultivation of cannabis in one of the neighborhoods in the town. This has led to seizures of a huge consignment of cannabis, as we are hearing from you, Morindi.
In a coordinated raid in a private residence, security forces uncovered a hidden cannabis cultivation operation meticulously tended to in bags at the back of the house. The identified herbs classified as Indian marijuana have raised alarms about drug proliferation in the Littoral region.
Va donc nous montrer ce qui est passé.
Authorities continue their investigation, searching the premises for additional drugs and hazardous materials. The suspects attempted to provide explanation, but was taken into custody for further questioning as law enforcement deepens its inquiry.
Arrêtez vos chiens, hein.
This operation was part of a broader security initiative led by the Senior Divisional Officer of Uri Division, who, accompanied by security officers, conducted thorough checks across the 4 subdivisions. Homes, kiosks, shops, and makeshift sales points were meticulously examined, revealing numerous cannabis sale points and resulting in several arrests. In addition to the drug bust, authorities confiscated counterfeit goods during the operation, highlighting a growing issue of fake products in the market. The extensive security checks and community sensitization efforts continued well into the night, underscoring the commitment to addressing drug-related crimes.
Je suis venu avec le commandant de policier, le sous-préfet. Vous appelez rapidement. Au lieu de filmer seulement, vous pouvez rapidement appeler et les interventions vont arriver.
Local residents expressed concerns over the escalating crime wave and banditry, recognizing it as a significant obstacle to socio-economic development.
And after the arrest of a senior member of the Ambazonian Defense Force, Ayabacho, by the Norwegian police, attorney to the victims of the conflict in the English-speaking regions of the country, barrister Emmanuel Salai, says the arrest is an important development in the ongoing effort to combat terrorism in Cameroon's English-speaking regions of the country. We spoke to barrister Salai, and this is the reaction.
Cho Ayaba Lucas's arrest marks a significant victory in the fight against terrorism and separatist violence in the conflict regions of Cameroon. His apprehension sends a clear message. No one who sows terror and destruction in Cameroon will escape justice, no matter where they live. For the countless victims of kidnappings, assassination, and bombings, this is a step towards healing and justice. It shows that the international community is beginning to take action, and those who have financed or committed crimes against our people will be held accountable. This arrest is just the beginning. Our law firm remains committed to dismantling this network of violence and terror, ensuring that peace and stability are restored to the affected regions of Cameroon. The fight is not over, but with each step, we come closer to achieving our goals to disrupt, dismantle, and defeat the separatist terrorist organizations and return to the day when all our beloved fellow Cameroonians in the conflict regions can live in safety and unity.
Barrister Emmanuel Salai talking there after the arrest of Ayabacho, and of course the arrest has incited debate around the country and across the globe on the potential outcome of the crisis in the English-speaking region of the country. Now, Ambo Gladys Diban takes a quick look at the situation, whether or not the arrest of Ayabacho is just a tip of the iceberg in trying to solve the Anglophone crisis. Definitely. Ambo Gladys.
The recent arrest of Ayabacho Lucas, a key separatist leader involved in the Anglophone crisis, has generated a spectrum of opinions about its implications for peace in the two English-speaking regions of Cameroon. Some see this development as a crucial step towards ending hostilities, while others remain skeptical.
It does not stop the Anglophone crisis, but it puts an end to hostilities. Anglophones, we never wanted hostilities. Nobody is in favor of hostilities. Nobody wants to see family members being killed. Nobody wants to see people being kidnapped. It is a 1+ being arrested. But take note that in the U.S., there are some other Cameroonians in the prisons in U.S. relating to an Anglophone crisis. Every other person involved will be arrested because they did not conform themselves to the law of war.
The arrest of Ayabacho yesterday in Norway, especially precisely in Oslo, cannot change the facts because there are many sponsors of the Anglophone crisis. Some are in prison, but the crisis continues to today.
They believe that removing influential figures from the separatist movement could diminish the momentum of the ongoing violence and encourage a shift towards constructive dialogue.
That negotiation can go on and can go faster to the solution.
So to stop the crisis, I think I can only call about a dialogue, national dialogue, whereby those people who are considered as terrorists can be put the same with the government and different civil society organizations to see how to bring about a solution.
However, despite the arrest, hostilities persist, and many experts caution against overestimating its significance.
It is time we should say the truth. We don't need killings. We don't need hostilities. I am asking all the youth who've picked up arms, being influenced by these people who, by the way, are not even Cameroonians. Majority are not Cameroonians. And they encourage them to pick arms against the state.
The consensus among various schools of thought is clear. A peaceful resolution demands engagement rather than further entrenchment through arrest.
And a good way to decongest prisons in Cameroon is to make sure there is an alternative penalty previewed in the 2016 Penal Code to go effective. And this is the call, advocacy of a consortium of lawyers who have presented this in Yaoundé. Beatrice Ngamo takes a look on that.
Alternative penalties to imprisonment are priority for Cameroon due to the growth of crime waves and difficulties to contain detainees, with an average rate of prison preoccupation at 173%. Enormous, according to this consortium, given the level of promiscuity and health concerns. Cameroon, in democracy dynamic of its institution, put in place the alternative penalties 8 years after they've come to realize nothing has been implemented, though not a mandatory right as civil society.
The project intends just to support the government by advocacy so that the alternative penalties that are previewed in our penal code of 2016 can be effective, because the provision is there, but we still need a decree that will show how to implement.
Important that they put their heads together to make it work in Cameroon, changing the status of our detention centers.
We don't want to create something. We don't want to develop new things or new approach or new methodology or new activities. We would like to work with all the people engaged in the support of the vulnerable people.
The support is to reach out, especially to the most vulnerable in prisons.
Internally displaced persons, refugees, young ladies, and maybe also people that are far from their families.
The idea behind the official launch of the support project for prison governance in Cameroon this September 26th in Yaoundé, championed by the consortium made up of French Lawyers Without Borders, the Cameroonian Network for Human Rights Organization Record, and the Research Institute for Development.
And we stay with you, Beatrice Ngamo, as you are reporting that the situation that led to the slash of the bonuses of medical doctors is certainly going to be arrested. This assurance has come from the Minister of Public Health, Manoda Malachi, as due to the outcry from the medical personnel. And of course, as a result of some computer inconsistency in the Ministry of Finance. That situation will be arrested soon, as you report.
Finance Ministry has indeed proceeded since August 2024 in reducing the remuneration of public health personnel who continue to unduly benefit from the technical agent technicality bonus, formerly paid to personnel of public health corps, but which, however, was replaced in 2002 by a presidential decree granting 3 new health bonuses, that is technicality bonus, public health bonus, and on-call bonus. It did not just come out of the blue. Discussions, consultations with health collectives for this slash has been on and was broadened in 2020 with 18 years overpayment then. An uneasy agreement was reached, and 22 years later, redressing the situation but normal, especially with its heavy load on the state coffer. The current approach, content of this September 25, 2024 tweet by Public Health Minister Manoda Malachi. In remuneration, he adds, affects only those who have not updated their salary status. Above all, the measure is intended to clean up the files of state personnel in order to allow for further liquidation. The fear raised by observers and spread on the social media of salary cuts not really the case, Public Health Boss reassures, as care-like services still certain in public hospitals and facilities. Public Health Boss then appeal on the population to keep the Republican spirit burning for the country.
And Cameroon's national anti-corruption body, CONAC, has revealed that the country has lost 114 billion CFA francs in 2023. And this has been draining the coffers, and such bad practice most is coming, like CONAC revealed, from the education sector. Details with Heisentia.
According to the 2023 report of Anti-Corruption Commission, CONAC, Cameroon incurred a financial loss of over 114 billion CFA francs to the practice of corruption. Presenting the report this day in Yaoundé, the president of the commission, Reverend Dieudonné Massingams, reveals that the cankerworm of corruption continued to dig deep into the sectors of transportation, and some of the practices which whistleblowers deplored most in the education sector include the misappropriation of PTA levies, bribery before admission of students in school, illegal increase of registration fee for official examination, and misappropriation of funds allocated for teachers' allowances. In the regional and local authority sector, The most recurrent complaints related to illegal payment for issuance of birth certificates and the extortion of users by some council workers. The report equally points fingers at the forces of law and order for the abuse of office, extortion from road users, charging of illegal fees for issuing national identity cards. Made the report public this September 26, the anti-corruption body also indicates that some 9,925 public officials were sanctioned in 2023 for various acts of corruption, while noting that more and more institutions are collaborating in the fight against corruption. CONAC regrets that despite constant appeal, just 7 out of the 384 regional and local authorities sent reports to CONAC in 2023 on their anti-corruption activities. And in his address during the official presentation ceremony, Dieudonné Massingam frowns at fake CONAC workers claiming to work under the institution, but rather go around extorting money from desperate Cameroonians.
Well, thanks very much, Hyacinthia, with that report. And 13 out of the 15 gang members of the notorious Lemicrop have been arrested. They were presented today in a reconstruction of the crime scene at the Judicial Police Department in Douala. Details with Ambo Gladys Diba.
From Mobin Jonjo to Nkolmondo and to Carrefour Natol in the New Bend neighborhoods in Douala, the 13 members of the organized crime gang, popularly known as Lemicrop, who fell in the dragnet of security officials, have this September 26, 2024, simulating how they attacked, robbed, and even killed their victims. The latest being Blaise Eyango, stabbed to death over the weekend in the Bali neighborhood. The simulation exercise took place in the presence of Litoura's governor and other administrative and security officials.
It is a judiciary step. We are just coming as those who are witnesses what have been done. So the procureur have just sent this mission to make it be known by everybody, because they are now at the end of the justice. They have to be judged. I told you first day that we caught 2 people, the other day 8 people, now there are 13 of them.
To the population, the arrest of the hoodlums is a sigh of relief.
On est fatigué de ça dans ce quartier. Chez nous, on vole tous les jours. Aujourd'hui, nous allons bien dormir. Maintenant, nous dormons en paix avec nos enfants. Tu as peur de rentrer chez toi.
We are usually afraid to return to our homes because of these hoodlums. Parents whose children are involved in such acts should report them and have peace.
C'est une très bonne chose.
It is a good thing because calm will return. I hope this action by security officials will continue and extend to other neighborhoods.
Plus loin que ça, aller dans les quartiers les plus difficiles.
The recent attacks by the organized crime gang has led to regular patrols in some of these neighborhoods and others, an action which Litoura's executive board says will continue.
Since last Friday, every night the policemen, the gendarmes are on the quarters. You can just testify it when you are working. And the sport is practicing in this area in the morning and in the afternoon.
The alleged gangsters currently in custody are aged 18 to 33. Their gang leader is said to be currently on the run.
Thanks very much, Ambo Gladys Dibang. That report definitely draws the curtain for this edition of the 6:15 News with me, Kejang Henry Atimbi. And of course, you got information on the reaction of Barrister Salah Emmanuel, who spoke on behalf of the victims of the conflict in the English-speaking region of the country following the arrest of Lucas Ayabacho, saying that it is an important development in the ongoing conflict or effort to combat terrorism in the English-speaking region of the country. And of course, you got news on how Cameroon lost 114 billion CFA francs through corruption in the year 2023. Goodbye.